Married but lonely, please help. Married but lonely, please help. This particular topic is very important for me because a lot of marriages are going through this issue right now. A lot of couples are in a marriage where they feel like they are marrying themselves and not marrying their spouse. They feel like they are in it by themselves. It can be a very depressing experience to be in a marriage where you feel as if you're by yourself. What's the sense of being with someone when at the end of the day you feel as if you're on your own? And it's happening more and more these days. Happening more and more. First of all, how do you avoid it? One of the things to do is from day one, marry your friend. Marry somebody that you have chemistry with, somebody that you can gist with, somebody that you can flow with, somebody that understands you, somebody you understand. There are many people today who just marry a husband. There are women that just marry a husband. I tell people when they come to me for marriage counseling, especially the singles, I say marry a friend, not just marry a husband. Marry a friend, not just marry a wife. I always ask people, do you see this man first as a friend or as a husband? First as a friend or as a wife? Because if he's not your friend, he cannot do magic overnight. Many a time, the same person who is telling you they do not have time, they are busy, they have that time for somebody else, somebody that flows with them, somebody that, they have chemistry with. You'll be surprised. Many women especially are lonely in their marriage. The man will go from his work to one joint somewhere having a good time with his friends. The man will go from there to one club somewhere and come back late at night. And the woman is by herself in the house as if she's not married, as if she's not in a marriage. Meanwhile, her partner is somewhere else having a time of his life. And many go through this on a daily basis, They barely see their husband. Those men that even their young children don't even know them very well because they come in when they're already asleep, because they don't find the wife as a friend. They don't see a friend in her. They don't flow. And even the wife don't even flow with them. Whenever they even come back, they don't flow. It's basically, whatever they're discussing has topics and headings. They discuss the kitchen, they discuss food stuff, they discuss school fees, they discuss rent, and that's it. They are done. They cannot gist, they cannot crack joke, they cannot have a good time, they cannot hang out. If you cannot hang out, have a good time with your spouse, then it's going to be difficult changing the person overnight. So this is basically the prevention. The other thing is to see an expert. See somebody who can sit the two of you down and find out what are the areas that you can start flowing. What are the areas that you can start rediscovering one another? And even before that intervention comes in, you as a wife, you as a husband, can you try to find out the interests of your spouse? What areas or what are the things that tend to fascinate them, that tends to excite them? Can you get interested in those things also? If your husband is a soccer type, can you try to know one or two things in soccer so that you can have that conversation with him once in a while? If your wife is the fashion type, can you find out one or two things about that topic so that you can flow with her once in a while in that area? Can you have some common interests, things that can excite the two of you? Can you plan a date out? Can you make your husband understand how much you feel lonely? Sometimes the man may not know that that's how you feel. That's what I call an innocent spouse. He might be guilty, but yet innocent. He's doing it, but he's doing it ignorantly. He doesn't know how you feel about it. Can you sit your husband down one day and say, you know what? I feel like I'm dying because of your absence. I feel like I'm suffocating. Does he really know how you feel about it? Some, they know and they continue doing it. Some others may not know at all. So how do you begin that conversation? You can also get somebody to help. maybe his friend, maybe his relative, somebody he listens to make him know that this your wife is dying, this your husband is suffocating by you not being around, by you not, some are even around and yet they're not there, physically present but emotionally absent. A good question today is your wife lonely? Is your wife lonely? Many women are lonely. Is your husband lonely? If so, then something needs to be done about it, because there are consequences of being lonely in a marriage. Lonely spouse, there are consequences. Increased risk of depression. People are dying because of this. Depression. Before you know it, they start losing their mind. Anxiety starts setting in. Sometimes physical issues. People can actually get sick from this, emotional problems, and it can also lead to infidelity. Remember, nature abhors vacuum. By the time you're not there, he or she might want to fill it up with some other person who might listen to her, who might listen to him, who might give him or her some attention. Everybody needs attention. I used to tell wives, every man needs a girlfriend. So be the girlfriend to your husband. The same way, every woman needs a boyfriend. So be the boyfriend to your wife. If you're out there leaving your spouse at home lonely and on a repeated basis, chances are that they might start looking at a way to fill it up. They may not even want to do it, but when temptation comes, it's easier to fall when somebody is in that situation. So it is important that you ask yourself that question: is my spouse lonely? Is my spouse physically lonely, emotionally lonely, mentally lonely? It is critical. And another thing is that the children are watching. They see how lonely their mom is, and they have the wrongest notion of marriage from that. One girl said to me, "Father, I would not want to get married," and I was very disturbed by that. And she said, "I don't like the experience of my mom." That's why she doesn't want to get married. Guess what? Somebody is either a victim or a culprit of that situation. Either the husband is a culprit of the way the woman found herself, or maybe she brought it on herself. Who knows? But mainly, it's the spouse. So go out of your way to ask your spouse, how do you feel? What can I do to make things better? Your spouse is not a furniture. You cannot come and tell your wife everything is in this house. Some men will say, I have everything here. Everything is here. Television is here. PlayStation is here. Anything you need to eat is here. The house is furnished. The car key is there. Whatever is there. So why are you complaining? My brother, she did not marry the car key. She did not marry the furniture. She did not marry you yourself. Why not stay at home and not go anywhere? And let her be the one going out and hanging out. You will not even want that. So, it is important that people begin to ask themselves that question, because the truth is that divorce does not happen the day it happened. It has started happening some time, months or years before it finally happened. People don't grow apart overnight. They started growing apart small. By the time you're not there, you're teaching them how to survive without you, how to go about it without your presence, how to survive without your emotional support. So you're basically coaching them how to do without you. In other words, and at a point, they might become perfect in it. They might graduate in it and start surviving without you. And then maybe you start complaining again. So it is important to begin to ask that question: is my spouse lonely? Is my wife lonely? Is my husband lonely? And if so, please do something about it, because it's your duty to make sure that your spouse is not lonely. Give your wife, give your husband attention. Be there emotionally, morally, spiritually, mentally. Be there. Cuddle, joke, crack joke, gist, have fun. That's what marriage is all about. It should not be endured. It should be enjoyed. May God bless you and bless your marriage.